Hello everyone, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. West Ham United 0, Everton 0. What a load of shit that was. Before I get started, please do smash like on the video. Right, let's get 100 likes tonight. Yeah, 100 likes, that'd do us a favour. Yeah, we've had winners on the fucking members, but we can't win a game of football. To my right is Lucas, you know who he is. Lucas, explain to me what we've just watched.
Oh my. Just dreadful football. I mean,
Yeah.
no other way to describe it. Depressing football. I mean, to be fair, the end livened up a little bit, but again, it just feels like it's never our doing. Like the only chances we seem to have had today was off Everton's own faults because they are also terrible. They're really bad, but
Yeah.
we somehow played worse. And unlucky Danny Ings at the end. Pickford, what an unreal save. He gets a lot of stick, Pickford, but he makes some incredible saves. But again, all in all, depressing match of football. Genuinely, I think we had at most 3 passages of good play, 2 of them in the first half.
Yeah,
and everything else just depressing. Just no intent at all for me. I tweeted today. It feels like I'm watching Warburton in possession, Pellegrini in defense. It's the worst. It's the worst. And I genuinely can't fathom the opinion of people. This is the football they wanted to watch. They'd much rather watch this than what we watched the past 3-4 years. Doing nothing with the ball, in my opinion, is so depressing. I would genuinely rather sit back in a low block and counterattack with full intent, sending everyone forward when we win the ball back, than aimlessly back and forth, backwards, sideways,
crossfield pass
at a turtle's pace. Turtle's pace. There's no. It's so bad. I'll be honest with you. I was about done the first 35 minutes in. I was like, I really want to turn this off. I'll be honest. And I hate that. Literally, the only positive from today is that we didn't lose.
Yeah, do you know what I'm going to say on this before I let some of the lads come on, yeah? Anyone who wants to come on, feel free to come on. Me and Lucas will roll this out for about 30, 40 minutes. I can't get angry tonight because what's the point? What's the point of me sitting here completely losing my rag yet again? I feel flat. I feel flat tonight. This is not West Ham that we're seeing. And listen, this ain't about the previous regime. This ain't about the fan base at each other's loggerheads all the time. This is a situation that I'm telling you, right, I'm seeing coming. I was right about certain things last season that I knew that Sullivan would fuck this up for us. And I'm right about this. He has to go tonight. He has to go. And I'm saying it right as softly as I can without losing me rag. He has to go because at the end of the day, this geezer is going to relegate us. And it's a fact, right? This geezer will relegate us if he carries on, right? That is, would you say, Lucas, that's our best team available right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's our best team available. And he can't even draft up any sort of plan.
It doesn't even matter because you could throw Kudus in there on the left. It's still shit.
Yeah. And do you know what? I respect all the fans. Someone messaged me and said to me, Jay, I'm here. Look at this. It's flat. It's dead. There's a decision has to be made. It has to be made properly now and say, right, can you see Lopetegui taking us to where we want to be?
There just seems to be no light at the end of the tunnel, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the answer to that, for me, personally, is no. This geezer's not taking us further forward. If anything, he's going to take us further back. So any business or any walk of life, what you're in, whether it's a relationship, a business relationship, when it's not working, you have to cut the tie. And he has to cut the tie.
Or at least, bare minimum, acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. It feels like no one no one in any sort of position of power is even doing that. So,
shout out to Colin.
And I want to give a special shout out to Jared Bowen today. I felt so incredibly bad for him. I thought he put in an absolute shift today, and he genuinely seemed like the only one that gave a shit. I would say him and Somerville, really.
Yeah. I know, mate. I know. Right, I'm going to get through these, yeah? I'm going to start off with Sadaddy, right? Fire away, Sadaddy. You got 3 minutes.
Sack this clown now. Sack this clown now. I told everyone after the Fulham game. This dude is clueless. He is a disgrace. We played like that against Everton for 60 minutes. He should have been sacked at halftime. And he's on the sideline shouting all the time. How about you shout at yourself, you bum? Because you are a bum of a manager. And Danny Ings, he was better than Antonio today, better than Antonio against United. But after international break, any guesses who's going to be starting? Antonio. This guy, no tactics. Like, his tactics are still crap. We're lucky we didn't concede. If we played a better team, we'd concede 4 or 5. And we will concede 4 or 5 against Newcastle if this bums our manager.
I agree.
I
agree,
can't
mate.
stand him. But the draw is literally the worst result. Because if we had lost, he would have gone. And if we won, we would have won. But with the draw, I don't see them sacking them.
One thing I'm just going to say this. One thing I'm going to say, I just see something in the chat there. I make them right. The players need to look at themselves today and all. Like, no energy, no tempo. That first half was one of the worst first halves I've seen.
James, last week I was told we're much better with Souček. No, we're just as shit with him on the pitch. Just as crap with him on the pitch. Like he's the savior. Bro, we are just as crap with him on the pitch. Our corners, our set pieces. I don't even get excited for a corner because it hits the first man.
I've got to laugh at the way he says it.
To be fair, we didn't concede with Souček in, so.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is.
But literally, what happened to our corners, man? What happened to them?
They're nodding him, son.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that. At the end of last season, his weren't as good. But literally, his is better than this. Somerville takes some shitty set pieces. Emerson, Bowen, who names it? They're all suck at corners.
Right, Daddy. Listen, I'm gonna have to let you go, mate. Because I've got so many people want to come on. Right, listen. Worst player for you today before I let you go.
Worst player?
Yep.
Everyone.
Antonio. He was especially bad.
Fair enough, mate. Take it easy, Daddy. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Well, let's get Gemma in quickly. Gem, take it away.
Hello. How are we?
Good. How
Depressed,
pissed off, and that's just watching West Ham. What are you saying?
Yeah. Well, do you know the whole thing is he should be sacked, right? Because it takes some kind of manager to make our attacking players that poor. Bowen, Kudus, Paquetá, even Souček's not banging in on a score sheet now. And that takes some doing. So obviously, yes, the players need to look at themselves, but then everyone is just as bad as each other. So that comes down to management, tactics and coaching, right? My whole thing is I don't think Sullivan will act. And then it's going to get to Christmas and New Year. We're going to win maybe 1 or 2 games against Southampton and Leicester. So we're going to waste 6 months while Sullivan sits on his hands. And then it's going to get to January. Then he'll be proactive and be like, oh, okay, maybe he does need to go. So you're just going to waste 6 months of our season on a maybe your appointment is going to come good. It's not going to come good. It hasn't come good. There's not even been glimpses that we're doing any better. So what is the point of sitting on the hands? What's the point? And that brass Brady's been at the training ground all week. She never goes there. Never, ever goes there. So what's she going to look at? To actually believe the complaints from Noble and the players that things are that bad?
It needs to change. It needs to change. It no,
I agree.
Like for me, like when you look at this and you weigh this up, yeah, this is not. I ain't gonna say this is not what we expected, but this is not good. This is not good at all. And The problem is we've had players in the past that have nearly relegated us. We might have a manager in charge that could relegate us and all. Do you know what I mean? And for me, when I look at Lopetegui, I look at a man that can't like galvanise and enthusiastically sort of get these players up for this game. Like this game today was a big game. Yep. And I even said it on a video that I done the other day. I think it was on the betting video that I done. I said this is a nailed on draw. It's a banker draw, or it's written all over it. Everton can't score many goals, and we're fucking shit. And I look at us right now as a team that where people keep saying, "Well, we ain't going to go down. We ain't going to go down." We should not be in this situation in the first place. Like,
no,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're telling me, anyone's telling me West Ham are 15th down. It shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. Who was the worst player for you today, Jim, for you?
The worst player?
Yeah.
I mean, normally I would say Pack, but he did a few nice balls. Probably Bowen tried everything. I feel so bad for him, man. He is just trying to carry that team, and he can't. Do you know what? I don't think there was one awful player. Just nothing was working. Nothing was coming off. Like nothing at all. And obviously Pickford decided to turn into bloody prime Schmeichel right at the end. Do you know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Which is so annoying. His little T-Rex arms can't reach fuck all. And then he's just turned into a world beater. So, yeah, I don't think anyone... Soufal got skinned a couple of times, didn't they? Bless him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't think anyone was that awful. I just think nothing... We're just so disconnected through defence, midfield, and attack. Nothing is jointed. Nothing at all. It is just a bunch of individuals, and again, that comes down to management and coaching. They're not a team. They're all the gear and no idea. They're not a team. So the first person you have to look at is Lopetegui. Like, why? They're not fighting for each other. They're not fighting for the shirt, which is poor on their half because the fans deserve more than what they're doing. But they are full. I'm sick of saying it, but I am so over this inverted fullbacks. I have had enough. We're lucky that Everton are so fucking shit on the flanks, but Arsenal, that game suits them to a T because all they do is lump crosses into the box. So you're going to leave that much space against Newcastle and Arsenal, who have loads of pace. Are you actually joking?
Yeah, I know.
We're going to get battered. Those two games, we're going to get battered. By the way, absolutely battered.
Let's hope he's gone by then. Jem, I'm gonna let you go, but thanks for coming on, mate. Really do appreciate it.
No problem, lads. I'll catch you later.
Take it easy, man. Yeah. Right, let's get Adam in, and I'll bring Danny in a minute. Adam, what you saying, mate?
Well, first off, I was going to get one thing out of the way with. Sadly, I wasn't able to watch most of the game. I had sadly other commitments.
That's a result. That's a result.
So,
well done, Adam.
So,
brother.
From what I've seen, I've not missed much. I only caught the last 10 minutes, so that is me being honest. But what I have seen, this is how embarrassing it is. We have spent over 120 million, and you are telling me we're on the same level as Everton. Have you seen our players compared to theirs? Do you think that people? I see people. Oh, we've got a draw. At least we got a point. It's unacceptable. We spent how much? We've a brilliant transfer window, and we're on the same fucking level as Everton. Are you actually taking the piss? Like, what is actually? Honestly, I can't fathom it. It makes no sense. But Gemma's got that spot on. Next two matches are Newcastle and Arsenal. We're gonna get more fucked than Lily Phillips. It's gonna be absolutely embarrassment. Honestly, it's just soul sucking. Look, say what you want about David Moyes' football. I hated David Moyes' football. And I still say that to this day. It was the right decision for him to go. And I still stand on that clip. And I'm 100% convinced with that opinion. It was his time to go. But for people that are saying to me, oh, be careful what you wish for, this is what you wanted. This is not who we wanted. This is who Sullivan wanted.
The moment I just want to say this: the moment Moyes left, it was a clean slate for everyone. That's what everyone's got to understand. This is a clean slate for everyone. Yeah, whether you use Moyes in, Moyes out, amount of times me and Lucas and other people was having it with Moyes out as fucking consistently, because I look at it on a respect basis. Yeah, I get the football was shit, but on a respect basis, he had delivered something that none of us had ever seen in our lives. Yeah, so I've got to respect the geezer. Well, not like the way that he plays football, but I've got to respect him. So the moment Moyes left, then you have got a decision to make. The problem is, with the decision that is being made currently right now, we have an owner who does not know how to make a proper decision for this club, and that is a major problem right now. Right now, he should go right, hold his hands up, and say, "I've got this wrong. I've got to address this situation before."
That's all we asked for, in my opinion.
I would respect him.
Yeah.
I would respect Lucas. I would respect it, even though I despise Sullivan, and I fucking despise him, and you know it. I'd go. You know what? Fair play, because you've done the right thing. Yeah. What he's doing right now is basically putting us in a situation where we are going backwards, and he's sitting there and going, "Well, I ain't going to do nothing about it." Yeah. It's all to do with pride. Yeah. Cut off his nose to spite his face. That's all it is. Yeah?
I don't even think Lopetegui's admitted anything so far this season, like that he got it wrong, if I'm being honest. Well, but then again, I don't watch the pressers. I don't watch after the match because I just have no interest. I have no desire. So I could be talking shit there. So
it's gone so far backwards, though. It's depressing. Like you just said, look, with Moyes, I wasn't happy with football whatsoever. I didn't like the style, but at least I know what we were doing. I know that we would go on the counter attack, and that is how he plays his football. And we have some sort of identity with David Moyes. With Julian Lopetegui, I still don't get it. It's like we're trying something new each and every time. Even the obvious players are now starting to get a look in this far into the season. You said, "Oh, let's give it 10, let's give it 11 games." It's much bigger than that now.
Even with Everton, right? They're absolutely shocking. There's no question about it, and we are as well. But I watched that match today, and I knew exactly what they wanted to do. I knew what their identity was. They sat back, they defended well, and they put in a bunch of crosses.
Yeah.
I would have much rather seen what Everton done today, even though it was shit, than what we did. I'm telling you. And I get what people are saying. I'm not saying this is what Adam said, but previously, people are saying the lack of effort today. I get that to a degree. But these players, these lads, look absolutely clueless on what to do. I swear to you, I genuinely believe they have no idea what the end goal is or what the purpose of the tactics are. They just I genuinely believe no one has idea what to do on the pitch because the tactics are so shit. And Lopetegui, I hate using this word, but this guy has zero aura about him. He has zero mustard about him. He's got nothing about him. He is an average Joe. He is a Joe Blow. He is he is just such a nothing manager. There's nothing about him.
Yeah,
nothing.
Well, we heard it from Wolves, a couple of years ago when he was managing them. It's basically our players are on a desert island and they're saying, "Where's the map?" And someone goes, "I don't know." It is one of those things now. Steiden's being linked to Arsenal. There's players that are unhappy. It is an absolute mess at this club, and it needs to change. Because I am telling you right now, if we are leaving it till Christmas, it's too late to save the season whatsoever. Because this is a waste of a season, and if it keeps carrying on, it might actually turn into a Burnley situation.
Do you know what?
If we get thumped by Newcastle, and then Arsenal, if they bump us if it's another 5-6-0, that place is going to turn ugly. I generally think it's headed in that direction, James.
What it is that my fear has always been, by the time we get to Leicester, we could be in the bottom three. Yeah. And I don't know about how the results are going today. I know Wolves won today, but we shouldn't be in this situation right now. Like, it's simple as that. There should be nowhere near West Ham United and what makes me laugh is when people say, "Oh, well, it was shit last year, but we finished 9th." Yeah, we finished 9th last year. Like, come on, like it wasn't like we finished 14th or 15th. Yeah, we finished 9th. We've not losing Kudus, Paqueta, Bowen. Sure to fucking God, we should be better than this. And I don't believe that this manager can do it or this head coach can do it. I believe they've all stitched us up. I'm going to say that. Yeah, all of them at West Ham have fucking stitched us up, right? And they've laughed at us for fucking nearly a year. First off, Sullivan, yeah, played everyone for a cunt last year, right? Absolutely. I'm going to say it fucking openly. Played everyone for a cunt. He should have made a decision and said, right, you either back him or you sack the previous manager, right? And tell us as fans. He then brings in a geezer that can just about barely speak English, and we're trying to do a style of play that we've never done in our lives. Yeah, and he wants us to learn that style of play in a space of what, 5 months? Ain't gonna happen. Yeah, West Ham are never too good not to go down. Remember that. I remember 2003. And I sat there and I wept like a fucking kid. Yeah, at 16 years old, seeing my team go down in 2003 when we had the likes of Defoe, Carrick, Di Canio, Canute. West Ham are never too good not to go down. Right. That's Sullivan, cunt. Lopetegui, cunt. Steiden, right? Steiden gets away with murder, but he's a cunt and all. For supplying players, and some of these players in midfield that are just shit. That just don't do fuck all. And it's a mess. It's a complete mess. Now, the only thing with Steiden where he gets a pass on it to a point is, are these players that bad because they're working under Lopetegui? Now, if you was to take Lopetegui out, put a new manager in, could these players gel into something good? Maybe on that. But at present, we are a mess, and I am worried. I am fucking nervous now. If that little dwarf cunt does not make the right call, right, and he should, for the sake of this fan base, he should go, you know what? Hold my hands up. I fucked up. I've got to let this geezer go. Then we might be all right. Yeah, you can use the Newcastle and Arsenal games as free hits. Yeah, and when you've got a team that's playing with a free hit, they're deadly. Yeah, because they've got nothing to lose. Lopetegui goes into them 2 games, we're going to get slapped up, and it's going to be a hard watch. And the problem is with that is then you go into the Leicester game on the 3rd of December, and then that's a must win. And Leicester at their ground, bouncing night game, ain't going to be easy. Trust me on that. I've seen that many a time.
We're going to lose that. I'll tell you that right now. If he is still in charge, I was going to say it's just, and not to mention Kretinsky doing FO as well. He's just sat there on his ass, not doing anything.
I agree, mate. I agree. Adam, before I let you go, mate, who was the worst player today for you?
Well, the 10 minutes I saw. Well. For what I saw, Souček, he's just crap. He's just terrible, honestly.
All right, Adam, take it easy, mate. All the best
to
to
you, guys.
Yeah, Danny, welcome. What are you saying?
I would ask how you guys are, but I think you're the same as me.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, there's a couple of points I wanted to make. I know I'm going to be brief, but the first thing is, if there is a bounce-back game from the last performance last week, you want to make a point and you have a week with players on a training ground and you are at home to Everton and you perform like that, that has got to be the one opponent that you want to play this week, surely, at home, and to get your crowd behind you.
After beating United.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, if there's one team you wanted to play this weekend after last week, it's surely got to be Everton at home. They're awful. I didn't hear a single song sang by the fans. I heard more boos than I did cheers. I heard more groans than I did enthusiasm. It's like he has a week to fix the issues from last week, and it was just as negative. It is, we've got attacking players, but we've also got a goalkeeper as a manager. And it's not, you're not utilizing your players. And James, you said something a minute ago about Sullivan accepting his wrongdoing. He doesn't have it in him to accept. He doesn't. And if he fires Lopetegui, that's him admitting he was wrong. And I don't think that man can admit that he was wrong to doing something that he shouldn't have done in the first place. And that's unfortunate because we have to deal with it. We ain't got the millions that he has got but we have to accept it because we're the fans that get behind the team, and we don't have the funds to bring in a new manager. He's got the funds to. How do I word it? He's got the funds to buy a manager out of a clause because we're a big club. We're not the biggest, but he takes the cheap option every time.
I agree.
He really does.
He always has, mate. He always has. That's why I'm not being funny enough. Right, when you see people protesting for ticket prices, I make them 100% right because the owner, yet again, is taking the piss out of the loyal fans. You then got an owner in there who always looks at the cheap option, right? The problem is, I don't want to keep going on like broken records. I've done it. I've said it for years on this channel. Yeah. The problem is Sullivan. It always will be Sullivan. And whoever comes in, whether you get rid of Lopetegui, bring in the next man, Sullivan will have his nose in something. Do you know what I mean? The sooner he is out of the East End, down that fucking A12 and far away from the fucking ends, the better. And I do mean that with fucking passion and heart. I despise that little cunt. I really do, right? And if I was like, I don't want to say something that is going to come back and bite me, but I'm going to be straight. This geezer is a wrong 'un. He's a complete wrong 'un, and he's treating us like wrong 'uns and all. Yeah, and the problem is, there's going to come a stage, there will come a time where it will turn in the ground. It will turn. Yeah, there will be a moment where we're going to get slapped up by a team, and then people will start turning, and then the banners will start coming out. Do you know what I'm saying? The banners should be out now. Like, one thing that does me, right, is with the GSB banners and all that when people get them out. And I know they can't do it in the ground, yeah? But it seems like every time that they don't want the manager here, the GSB banners come out. But I don't want Sullivan here. Maybe I should go down there and have the fucking big GSB fucking banners literally planted outside the LS every single home game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's dead, man. It's dead. I'm going to be real. It's
worrying, isn't it? You've got 27 games left of the Premier League season, and we're feeling as negative as we are, knowing that we've got an international break coming up right now. That we're not, I don't like international football, but we might need a little break, and then we come back and we've got Newcastle and Arsenal, and it's just like, I don't know who the teams around us have that week. I don't really care. I care about West Ham and I care about our performance, but I don't see anything out of this team that's giving me any kind of enthusiasm to push forward, push up the table. And if you can't beat Everton at home and get a reaction from last week, I mean, you're really in fucking shit, brother, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Be in some kind of. You're in a big fucking pickle.
We're not the only ones that don't say anything because Deitch literally just said, and I quote, on Pickford's performance, I don't think he had that much to do today besides staying focused. Says it all.
If you look at the I'm sure that when you look at the highlights later, you'll see West Ham hit the post. Pickford's made a few saves, but we've just watched that for an hour and a half. And what have we got out of that? Honestly, I mean, with Tadeo fucking worries me, man. He really does. He worries the shit. He was awful today. Clearing headers, yeah, fair enough from crosses. I won't say it's easy to do, but Calvert-Lewin got the best of him a couple times, and then that Ndiaye guy. I was worried when he took Wan-Bissaka off because I knew Ndiaye would do Kufal. But I mean,
he was good today. Ndiaye.
He was great. He was great.
Yeah. AD, welcome. What do you want to say, mate?
Hi, welcome, lads. How are you guys? I just hope this guy gets out as soon as possible because it's really, really tough now watching West Ham. I mean, really, how could you watch today's game and think that, it was a watchable game from both teams? In fact, I mean, it was a really boring game and we really don't have any idea. I mean, we had Everton controlling the game against us in our own stadium, and that's crazy when you think about it with the players that we have. It's just pathetic. I mean, I have had enough of this manager. I think it's time we need to get rid of him as soon as possible. And if we cannot beat Everton at our own home, who else are we going to beat, Wolves just won today 2-0. I mean, they had a good game and they look like they're going up, and we're the only ones who look like we have no idea what to do. And it just seems like it's getting worse and worse every single week. The only way we play right now is give the ball to Bowen, give the ball to Somerville, and let them try and make something happen, because we don't know what we're doing. And I feel sorry for some of these players on there because they're good players, but they just don't know what they're doing on the pitch. I mean, he's made Todibo. Todibo was a player that was supposed to be going to Man United, and all these big teams were looking at him, and he's come to us, and he looks like I don't know, he's like a championship player, And I just don't understand. It's just baffling, that this guy is still in charge, and I don't see anything going forward. I mean, I was fed up watching today's game. I don't know. I mean, we had that one chance with Ings at the end, but apart from that, I can't really think of anything that we did today. And I mean, they are an awful side. Everton are an awful side, and we made them look half decent, which says a lot about us, basically.
I completely agree. Lucas, anything you want to add on to that?
I mean, everything he said is spot on to me. I don't know if he was in chat before he came on, but I mean, I wanted to turn it off after 35 minutes in, genuinely. Like, it's depressing, man. It really is. And it's just saddening when we have the type of players we do, and we see Lopetegui, who's a head coach, and he's supposed to be the type of coach or head coaches, you give them the players, they're supposed to do something with them, and he cannot. And I think we've got a big enough sample size to find out.
The thing is, what the gentleman's saying, I don't disagree with everything he said word for word. I completely agree. For me, the problem is that he has to go, and we are in a no-win situation currently right now. If he goes, great. But who are we going to get served up with next? Do you know what I'm saying? That's also a problem. Yeah, if someone was to come out and say, right, Tim Steidten, even though he's a fucking idiot in the transfer market, Steidten is going to go out and pinpoint a manager, I might stand back and go, you know what, I'm going to let him do that because I don't trust Sullivan to do that. Because I'm not being funny, it wouldn't surprise me if we end up with a Rafa Benitez or someone shit like that. It just wouldn't surprise me because it's just the West Ham way. It's
a cheap option, isn't it?
It always has been, no doubt.
I've got a question for you. An honest answer. It's just an opinion. Would you think that by now, based on today, it is time to give Danny Ings a chance?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
He come on, and he had a go, and he had two good chances, didn't he? Really had a shot. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But this is the problem currently right now. We're relying on Danny Ings to save us. Yeah. That just tells you all you need to know. Like, I agree with Todibo, but I don't think Todibo's a bad player, but I think he's in a bad team. And I think that the setup doesn't fit how we want to play. They keep doing this same cross-field pass, diagonal pass, which is like every time they get the ball, diagonal, straight out for a throw-in. It's just,
Declan would have loved to play in this side.
I know, mate. And it's like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to do to us? There's no patterns of play. There's no good build-up play. It's a complete mess, man. That's all I can say. It's a complete. I'm not going to lose me rag on it because what's the point?
Can I just say something?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. What I wanted to say was, why did we get this guy in the first place? I mean, he's somebody that, for me, I mean, he's like a wish version of Moyes. I mean, he's like a bum version of Moyes. And the whole idea of getting rid of Moyes was to change our play and play more attacking, more positive football. And we end up signing this guy when somebody like Graham Potter was available and ready to come in. And he did the exact same thing at Brighton, where he took over from Chris Hughton and he got them into top positions like 9th. He left them at 4th position. And it's just baffling to me that we got this manager who's never had an imprint on any team that he's been at. Wolves, he left Wolves. And I know they haven't looked good recently, but at least in that case, we should have gone for a more positive manager, somebody from a better foreign manager, not this guy. I mean, I don't know what this guy does anyways. What is his style of play? What does he want to do? Nobody has any idea.
People said that he's managed at top clubs. He walked out on Spain before a tournament. He lasted 17 games at Real Madrid, and he walked out on Wolves because he couldn't get his way. That tells you enough about what you're going to get out of this manager.
The only thing he wants to do, in my opinion, is just scream and yell from the side of the pitch. That's about it. I don't know what else.
He needs to shave his fucking nose hairs. Watching that up fucking close today. Fucking hell. Fucking them things. Fucking
I'm going to
staring
say
at
this. Jack's in the house. Shout out to Jack. Jack, you ever want to come on here, mate? Come on. It'd be good to speak to you on here, mate. Right, I'm going to have to let someone go because I've got someone waiting. AD, I'm going to let you go, mate. But thank you very much for coming on. Really do appreciate it,
Thank you so much, guys, for having me on. Thank you so much.
No worries, mate. Anytime. That's AD for us. Well, I want to listen on here what this man's got to say. Kev, how you doing, man?
You're not bad, you, Jay. How's it going, Lucas? You all right?
As good as I can be, bro.
Kev, yeah. I'm gonna be honest, mate. What is going on? Because that was
Jay,
shit.
you know what? I could have gone. I had tickets for today. I got rid of them. Right? I'm glad I never went. I watched it at home with my boys, and I'm just wait a minute. And then I'm thinking, what are they doing? Do you know what I mean? They're running about, chasing the fucking ball. Nothing's going on in the team. They're not attacking. They're not doing nothing. You know, Emerson done okay, I thought, and then I don't know why he took Wan-Bissaka off. To be honest with you, I thought he was doing okay, and he brought Sufal, and he done nothing really. Do you know what I mean? He just standing on a touchline. He got a fucking yellow card. I didn't see what for, but at the end of the day, nothing's happening there now. You know, after this performance, it was really, really bad. The worst of the season against a really poor Everton team. Do you know what I mean? Now, if he doesn't get sacked, come Monday morning or whatever, then we got Bob Hope in the next 2 games. We're going to get beat by Newcastle on the Monday night. Then Arsenal are going to come to London Stadium on a Saturday afternoon, 5:30 at night, and they're going to smash us. And where do we go from there?
I've got no idea. So we'll get to this, Kev, quickly, yeah? Mark says here, which version of Moyes he has managed... Let's put him on mute for a second. Which version of Moyes he's managed? Real Madrid, Spain, Seville, Porto. Do not speak if you do not know. He might not be a good fit, but stop this. I'll tell you what, Mark. I'll tell you one thing he is. He's fucking shit.
Yep.
No, I mean, he's fucking shit. I don't give a fuck if he's worked for all these clubs and countries and all that. He's fucking absolutely toilet, garbage, pony. Yeah, that's what he is. So, yeah.
He ain't done it in the best league.
I will stop. Listen, you're not wrong, Mark, but on this one, the geezer's fucking shite. And he's a cunt.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mark, also. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what people say about what they've done in the past? I don't give a fuck. If I want to know what someone done in the past, I'll read a fucking book. You know what I mean? I don't care what they do in the past. I'm all about the present and the right now. Yeah? And right now, Julian Lopetegui is fucking shit. Yeah? He can't do it in the Premier League. He can't do it with this team. Kudus, Bowen, Paqueta, Alvarez, Emerson, fucking Todibo. Like, come on. Let's not make out he's a fucking messiah. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's fucking shite at the end of the day. He really is. Kev's made a move, but he'll be back. Dan, any final words from you before I let you go?
No, mate. I think I just pretty much said whatever I needed to say, to be honest. I just wanted to vent a little bit. It makes me feel better when I hear, people like you guys that are venting and feeling the same emotion. Obviously, we want to feel a better emotion, but I think it's important for us as fans to understand that we're all in this together and we're all having to go through it. And it's unfortunate. And poor me and Lucas had to wake up at 10 o'clock this morning and watch that shit. But no, it's got to get better. And the unfortunate thing is, if we do get rid of the manager, I don't know how many of our players are going off to international duty, but the new manager coming in isn't going to have his full squad to sit there and do training with. So then we've got 2 big games coming up right after. I'm going to keep the faith. I've been a West Ham fan since fucking 35 years ago, and I'm going to keep the faith. And if the manager's here, I have to get behind him. And if he's not, then thank fuck for that. But I'm still going to watch the games. I'm still going to support the team. I just think that today was a chance completely fucking blown to make redemption for last week, to show that all the players, they're playing for the fucking badge, playing for the manager. It was just a wasted opportunity. And that's pretty much it. It's 2 points lost. It's not 1 point gained.
I completely agree with you, mate.
I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. Yeah. But I'll let you guys go. I'm going to take my son to the hospital. He's got a spider bite and it's getting him infected. So I got to run him off to the hospital. But
no worries, mate.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Cheers,
take care, guys.
No worries.
All the best.
That was Danny Boy out in the US of A. Any final words from you, son?
Not much, bro. It's just depressing, man. Just again, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. The only light there is end of the season, and hopefully it's not a sketchy one. It's not a scary one at the end, but the only light at the end of the tunnel for me right now is the end of the season, and we regroup, recoup, do whatever. But I really don't know how to summarize today besides depressing. Again, like it's Everton, and I respect Everton. I like Everton a lot, but they are a shit side. They are, and we, in my opinion, with the players we have, we shouldn't be in a situation where we should be beating them. That's plain and simple. We should be getting 3 points today at home.
Where we've been and where we've been over the last few years, we should have swept Everton aside today. That was
or at least a professional performance, like 2-0, even 1-0 obviously would have done the job, but a 0-0 draw, it's not good enough. Especially with the way it unfolded. It maybe could have been a bit different today, obviously, if the performance was a lot better. But it wasn't. It was fucking shit. And it just everything just seems like a giant piss take at the moment, and it is draining. And sometimes you just like question why am I watching this?
You watch it because you love this club, son, like we all do, and you watch it and you suffer like the rest of us. My final thought is this: get this Spanish cunt out of the club. Simple as that. I'm not gonna lose me rag. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, he's shit. He can't get the best out of these players. So when you can't get the best out of someone, you have to let them go. Over to you now, Mr. Sullivan. Yeah, you stitched us up once, you stitched us up twice. Third time is a charm. You need to come out and you need to hold your hands up and say that you got this wrong. Yeah, you will get a little bit of respect from me if you do that. Do you know what I mean? Sitting on your hands doing fuck all is basically allowing us to suffer even more. If we do not make a change now, we are in trouble. Yeah, and I'm going to be brutally honest on that. Yeah, the next two games, I'll be stunned if West Ham get a point out of any of them two games, Newcastle and Arsenal.
Snatch your hand off for a point out of those two.
Yeah, 100%. Right, and then we come to the December period: Leicester, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brighton, Southampton, Liverpool. It's all up there. Yeah, for me, you need to make a change now. Make the change. You got 2-week break. You can bring someone in. You could get a manager bounce against Newcastle, where like the players sort of feel the vibe and get the results, and maybe we can start to turn this season around. At present, I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing nothing of any note. I'm seeing us struggling, and this is not how it's not how it is. At the end of the day, it's not how it is. Yeah, it's a collective. They're all to blame. Yeah, but out of all of them, the one person to blame the most is David Sullivan, and it always has been. Yeah, so it's a point gained, but the longevity of this is not sustainable.
Go ahead. Sorry.
If we carry on going the way we're going, we're only going to go backwards. Go on, mate.
I was going to say one positive I could take away today. I think Danny Ings and Carlos Soler could be the first set of like international twins. I think if Carlos Soler if he wanted a new look, it was inspired by British people, he would look like Danny Ings. And if Danny Ings ever wanted to have a nice little Spanish look to him, he'd be Carlos Soler. They came on today at the same time, and I almost cannot tell them apart.
Trust me, mate. Get the old Brule cream out, the old gel. You know what I mean?
They are literally the same now. It's crazy. One's just a bit more tan than the other.
Yeah.
The only way you could tell them apart is the long sleeves on Soler.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, again, woof. Wow.
Right, yeah. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to Each One His Own TV. Hit notification bell. If you want to become a member and be a winner like a couple of the members was today, by all means, check out the membership. I do a lot of betting stuff, and we copped a double at Aintree, and I've got about 3 results on the West Ham game today. So, yeah. But I didn't want to win on the West Ham one. I wanted the West Ham to win, but I just knew it's going to be a fucking banker draw and under 2.5 goals. So, yeah. Check it out on there. We will be back very, very soon to do the player ratings. When you will see soon. But from me to you, take care of yourselves. And above all else, each other. Peace.